today. We're talking about The Replacements from 2000.
The movie was loosely based on the 1987 NFL strike.
Yeah, Dwight, look, I know $5 million a year sounds like a lot of money, but I have to pay 10% to my agent, 5% to my lawyer. I have child support.
Do you have any idea what insurance costs in the Ferrari?
The one that I definitely use more than any of them is
He's wiry.
It's wiry. What the shit is that?
They
That
just
said-
greenlit a sequel to this called John Wick 5.
I'm thinking I'm back.
My favorite line,
Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Because McGinty asks him,
What's it gonna be, Shane? I want the ball. Winners always do.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Cue music.
Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
I'm on the senior circuit, my friend.
what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Be Kind, Let's Rewind, the Nostalgia Podcast. No one asked for it. Today. We're talking about The Replacements from 2000.
Hey, cheers, babes.
Before we get started, be sure to hit like, subscribe. If you don't hit like we said before, Shadwick will find you, and he has 4 or is it 5 court cases pending on that one. Can't remember. It doesn't matter.
that they know of.
Be sure to hit the like button. We're just trying to save you guys, okay? The Replacements. This was 2000.
They'd call me Johnny 500 if they knew the truth.
This one came out, like I said, in 2000. This was when we were working at the movie theater, and me and our good friend Bill Jones previewed this one, not really knowing much about it. We were just giant football fans. Go into this movie, and I'll be goddamned if I didn't leave that preview with tears going down my face for some fucking reason. I was like, why? Anyway, this is one of my favorite football movies of all time, if not my favorite football movie, man. Leaf, when do you first remember seeing it?
I mean, I'm pretty sure you forced me to watch it at some point in time. You were like, dude, you gotta go see The Replacements. And I was like, okay. And you were like, dude, it's just trust me. It's like so good. If I'm not mistaken, you and I watched it at one point in time. And
Force feeding it to my friends, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm not a sports guy, as everyone knows. And dude, I loved it, man. It was fantastic. It's still one of my favorites to this day.
It's got like a 43 from fucking like critics on Rotten Tomatoes, which we will get into again, I'm sure, in this episode. Shadwick, where do you first remember seeing this?
I don't really remember the first time I saw it. This one kind of blends in with, there's like 3 or 4 other movies that came out probably within the same 5 years.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's true.
And I mean,
Any Given Sunday, Longest Yard remake, like all that shit.
Necessary Roughness,
Right.
Varsity Blues, and they all have the same like sports tropes.
Right,
So
right.
We talk about that individually, but I rewatched it this week for the first time in years, and it is. I mean, it's better than I remember, honestly.
Better than Ezra. Number 2, Ezra. Gibbs, what was the first time you remember watching this?
Saw it in theaters.
Nice.
This is before I met you guys, I think.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, this is shortly before I met you guys. And back then I was hanging out with a bunch of punks and skaters and stuff like that. So I didn't have a lot of football friends or sports friends. And so I went to this by myself.
Nice.
Were you hanging? Was that when you were hanging out with your 12 brothers?
My 12 brothers, yep.
Okay. Do you know their names?
Mikey, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mikey, Davey, Timmy, Tommy, Joey, Robbie, Johnny, and Brian.
Say it again.
But so I went to this by myself. There was like 2 people with me in the theater, like 2 other people in the theater. And I was like, Chris, I left there with like kind of choked up. But sports movies do this to me. I
Same
swear
here.
to God, Air
Yep.
Bud. Like I will freaking get choked up at the end of Air Bud.
I know. I can't believe they put the dog down.
He was my dog. I'll do it.
Wait, I may have
killed the
watched
dog?
I may have
That's
watched a
the
different
director's
movie.
cut.
Yeah, maybe the director's cut.
But there's the
He got
unrated.
the hydrophobia.
But I came out loving it, and my appreciation for it's grown as well. It's one of those movies that I think on surface level it may seem a little bit trite, but I think a lot of that stuff is purposeful if you start really paying attention to it.
We'll get into it, but man, us being giant football fans, and especially like me and Gibbs really getting into a bunch of analytics and all kinds of stuff, like this is the football scenes in this are really well done. Like in they make the situational awareness make sense in certain things. They highlight certain things.
You know why I think those scenes work so well? Because it's always got this kind of like underscore, the music that's going along with it, and the stripper cheerleaders are choreographed to that music.
Yes, and it's always good. And when me and Shadwick are watching Cheerleaders, it's always nice to be accompanied with this fucking thing.
Get out of the street, you fucking bum!
The bum is back, man. So this week, gonna be up late doing some editing. Got to get this one cranked out pretty quick, man. So I got my nice little coffee. Chasing with a little bit of Chattanooga whiskey. Go check them out. I believe they're starting to be distributed nationwide. That's where we're from. So go check out Chattanooga whiskey. Also, sponsor our podcast. Leaf, what do you got?
Man, I am drinking. Shout out to the wife for this one. This is a cookie butter beer, man.
Wow.
Probably sounds a little atrocious, but I promise you, this is one of the best damn like dessert beers. No, it is. It's probably the best damn dessert beer I've ever had.
Nice.
Comes from Hardywood Park Brewing with Purpose in Richmond, Virginia.
Sounds like you need to drink it with a fork.
Yeah, you do, man.
Yeah.
Shadwick, what do you got down there?
I've got some Long River Ranch water.
Nice.
It sounds like what my underwear looks like after I work outside for a long time.
For 5 minutes.
Let's hope it tastes as good.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I'm assuming it tastes like ranch dressing.
And I like ranch dressing.
I wish I had some broccoli.
Yeah, I don't like ranch dressing in a can. Gibbs, what do you got, man?
You know, a lot of people lately have been giving me shit on MySpace about drinking Cannabis lately, saying that's not booze. That's not booze. Well, I disagree. I am drinking a Cannabis dragon fruit flavored, and it is delicious. And hopefully I can pay attention by the end of the podcast.
Also, before we get started, be sure comment on our stuff, especially if you want to be Rewinder of the Month. So shout out Rob or Robert. I don't know which one you prefer, but anyway, thanks for being our Rewinder of the Month coming from the Leaf Camp over there, man. So hopefully you've gotten your swag and continue to plug the podcast and enjoy what we're doing, man. So, all right, man, let's get over into the topic, guys. The Replacements came out in 2000, so we're on the 25th anniversary of this movie, which is wild.
Dude, I know this came out in 2000, but it has these like the most 90s feel to it.
Oh, dude, 100%. Yeah. And it just, I don't know, which is probably why I love it so much.
Yeah.
Leaf, kick us off with some boring ass facts.
Thank you very much, Chris. Ladies and gentlemen, for the uninitiated, The Replacements is a 2000 sports comedy film directed by Howard Deutch. Dutch? Is it really
It's Deutch?
Yeah. Oh, Deutch.
I'm going with douche.
But douche is now his name. I'll call him up.
40 million fucking Deutschmark.
Yeah, Gibbs, let him know.
Have it directed by Howard.
You're the douche now, buddy.
Howard Deutch, and starring, of course, Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman, Orlando Jones, Brooke Langton. I see this dude, the Scottish guy.
The
Rhys Ifans.
Rhys Ifans.
Rhys Ifans. Jon Favreau.
Yeah, I know, man.
Don't remember him being in there. For those of you who have not watched this film, the director of the or a lot of the Marvel
Iron
films
Man movies,
is a hard ass player in this, and of course, rounding out the star-studded cast is our favorite Pops, played by Jack Warden.
I apologize, you rat bastard. You say those things about me,
dude.
This is his last film appearance.
This is an all-star fucking cast, especially when you go back and look at this, where you're like, holy shit, like they had a lot of stars. I mean, Gene Hackman just left us, which actually leads me over to shit stuck in my head this week. Short, sweet, to the point. Terrific.
I love it, dude.
But dude, this cast, I want to hit on the cast real quick. Because Keanu Reeves, this is right after Matrix, right?
Yeah.
We knew him, or at least me and Leaf knew him from Bill and Ted, and like we were Keanu Reeves fans for life from that. So, and then of course, you have Speed. You have
was this before Speed?
Point Break?
Yeah, Point Break, where he's another quarterback action or another football player
from Ohio State.
Yep. And so I don't know. That's what got me sold on this.
FBI agent.
Yeah, it sold me on this when I was like Keanu Reeves playing football. He actually put on 25 pounds for this movie. This was filmed at the Ravens facility, and so much so that they were like looking at starting to try him out as a quarterback. They were like, this is before Joe Flacco, but I guess he looked really good. His release was good and everything. Plus, it's a publicity stunt, right? Yeah. So, like, they did this with Brock Lesnar. Like, there's no fucking way he was ever going to play in the NFL. But they were like, I mean, if you want to, come to like spring practice, we'll see what we can do. And they just, they wanted press. So I get it. But he looks real. He's also a southpaw, which always is weird to me.
Favorite
quarterback? Yeah, man. Quarterback southpaw. Shout out Steve.
They ought to be outlawed.
Not the big.
Yeah. Sponsor our podcast. Anyone from the NFL. All right, Leaf, go ahead.
Dude, the movie was loosely based on the 1987 NFL strike. I know nothing about that. Specifically, the Washington Redskins.
Yep, he can say it.
Who won all 3 replacement games without any of their regular players and went on to win the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 22?
There's actually a 30 for 30 out on that.
That's
where
crazy.
the replacement players finally got their rings. They didn't get rings. They were not recognized for any of the contributions. Stupid nerd fact here. There were a handful of coaches, Redskins coach being one of them, when the strike happened, knew the NFL was going to continue with games. One of those coaches was Bill Walsh, and he was like, hey, we got to get replacement players, and we got to win these games because when they cross the picket line, these games count. And so there was just a handful of teams that actually did that and, made it to the playoffs, almost made it to the playoffs. But, yeah, the Redskins went on that season to win the Super Bowl with it. They actually had because, we have a player in here that was in jail. Their quarterback was they got him out of prison. He got like a special release parole to play like and win one game. I think he was like He
played one game and it was against the Dallas Cowboys and they won it. And they were heavy. It's like it's one of the biggest NFL upsets of all time because Dallas had all of their star players.
So but it wasn't like he was in there for anything serious, right? It was just domestic abuse.
Yeah. I don't know what he is. I mean,
listen,
it is NFL.
He got out initially.
But yeah, man. So he actually, it's crazy. Is like that. So there's all these little
what do you mean
tropes in this movie that are true because Dallas, like when they're playing Dallas in the last game of the replacements, which that's a little out of order, but it doesn't matter. They played Dallas on that Redskins game where they got the guy out of prison. That was Dallas had crossed. So Dallas had all their starters. They were still playing with replacement players. I think they won 13-7 or something like that.
So this was a league-wide strike, right?
Yes, in 87.
Yes. And it ended without a collective bargaining agreement. Like the players lost out, but they still ended up coming back.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
That is actually insane. And like I started saying, what does this website mean loosely? They just hit Chris just hit like 4 of the major plot points in this film, dude.
They have to put loosely in there because of the stripper thing. The stripper thing wasn't real.
Yeah.
What?
The cheerleaders did not go on strike with the players.
Oh, well, the story sucks then. Never mind.
We're like, you know what? Let's just stop the podcast. We'll do
it. Can you imagine that? Like the solidarity. You're like, yeah, you make $5 million. I make $50 a game. Let's do this together, guys.
Let's do this together. We're with you.
I don't need that ramen this week.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
Dude, the final fact is this film was made for a budget of $50 million and pulled in a whopping $50 million.
Yeah, which means it probably lost money because I don't think the budget takes into account the ad revenue and all that stuff. So, or the ad placement. So
this movie was a gigantic freaking flop.
They just greenlit a sequel to this called John Wick 5.
I'm thinking I'm back.
They're bringing the dog back as a middle linebacker.
There's going to be a lot of Hail Marys.
Yeah, dude. I'll say this though. They even though it didn't make money, like, in the movie theaters, this movie is on TBS like every fucking football season, seemingly year round. Like if football's on TV, you're going to find the replacements on TBS or TNT.
Well, you think it's because of the cast?
I think so. And it's a good fucking movie. Like everybody can fucking kick rocks. I'll fight people over this movie.
Yeah, and I'll make my arguments throughout the movie as to why I think that. Like I think people, if they look at it on a surface level, are like, oh, well, it's stupid, cliches and tropes and all that crap. And it's like, yeah, but I think a lot of it is purposeful. You have to remember what this movie is about. And also, I think it hits on some pretty like deep themes for this subject matter and for the tone of the movie.
Agreed.
You know, so like, I mean, it's a little bit. It's not Air Bud. Come on.
Nothing is.
It is not Air Bud, man. So let's start with this opening scene when you have the band Lit. Speaking of the 90s, Shadwick spoke of earlier, the band Lit kicks this bitch off.
Yep. Dude,
I'm ready.
Bill Jones' favorite band.
Yeah, dude, I was in a band and we covered like 4 of their songs. We were almost a Lit cover band. So
dude, they were so good, man. That first album, we see obviously a man in a diving suit. You recognize him as Keanu Reeves, scraping barnacles off the hull of a dilapidated ship.
Yeah, barnacles.
And yeah, when he finds an old football trophy with the words Shane Gillis, Falco, All-American Pro, scrawled across the trophy. It's just like the football. He like basically breaks it off the stand and proceeds to play a little underwater football by himself to the tune of Lit's Ziploc.
You've been playing the foosball.
Yeah, you write this shit down on paper and it sounds so stupid, but when this plays out the way it was shot and that music in the background, I'm just like 100% there for it.
Dude, I was singing every lyric in this song.
Yeah,
and I was like, keep it in my pocket. Keep it in my... It was so good, man. It was so good. But immediately after that scene, we're suddenly thrusted into what looks like a professional football game.
I can't believe that. Martell goes for a give-up slide. He did look a little cautious.
Being commentated by John Madden, Pat Summerall.
R.I.P. to both. That's another thing on this, man. Going back and watching this, I miss those two on commentary together. It just, the voices, Pat Summerall just had that calm. I don't know what it was about his voice. Like he
was really good.
I don't know. I miss him and John Madden was the color, obviously, but geez, loved it.
Also there, of course, is for some reason Pops from Dirty Work, and he's dying again.
This is what happened after he got his heart. He was like, I'm just going to go own this Washington Sentinels.
He's got Gene Hackman on the phone. It's like, don't you tell him.
Don't tell him. Don't you tell him, Mitch.
And so we find out, obviously, he's the team owner. He's got a hot wife, and the news basically, the television program basically sets the stage for what's happening. We're obviously in the middle of a football players strike in the professional league, and the owners, of course, are behind closed doors with Pops, and he decides pretty much to bring in
they decided to bring in replacement players because, like I spoke of earlier, like what Bill Walsh said, they know that this strike will end and these games are going to count. So if they forfeit these games or lose these games, then you're going to miss out on the playoffs because this season will continue. They're very sure that's because basically I think what they're doing is, like Gibbs said, that like the 87, the owners just held out on them and they were like, here's the scab players. And guess what? People are still showing up and we're still making revenue. So you can come back if you want.
It's almost like a gimmick too. Like people are going to be interested to see what the team looks
87.
like.
Yeah. 87. They were.
Shit, after watching this movie, I'd be like, damn, I wish it would happen for real, dude. I want to see that.
Yeah, you can. It's the XFL.
If you're trying to impress an XFL cheerleader, I suggest you huddle up with Stacker 2.
It's like when
it is XFL.
It's like when DC Comics decides to kill Superman. Like, this is your fault.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, exactly, man. So you find out the strike is the impending professional football strike is about to happen. So you get what is the character's name? Is it O'Neill? I think
his name is Edward O'Neill,
which I always crave for. Ed O'Neill.
Home sweet hell.
I'm like when I was like, man, so anyway,
he had a hell of a game in high school. I can tell you that.
5 touchdowns. Don't fuck with Al Bundy. But yeah, man.
5 touchdowns, Peg.
So the stage is set. Like there's, you see the hotshot, high paid quarterback. By the way, I think he says later on he's making $5 million a year, and I was like, what a deal for a quarterback,
dude, man.
It's like.
He's the best quarterback in the league.
You know how much insurance is on a Ferrari, motherfucker?
Yeah, that's one of Gibbs's lines for sure. But he slide. You see him do the shit like, again, this is what I was talking about earlier. Actual football awareness and situational awareness. He slides before the first down. He just goes down and gives himself up, and you're like, oh shit, he's got no heart. So they're just all about money now. It's not about the actual sport itself.
Yeah.
No marbles.
Yep. And so now like, okay, so everybody's walking out. They have that fun scene in the locker room that me and Gibbs love.
Yeah, Dwight, look, I know $5 million a year sounds like a lot of money, but I have to pay 10% to my agent, 5% to my lawyer. I have child
Do
support.
you have any idea what insurance costs in the Ferrari?
Like, me and Gibbs have used that line so many fucking times. It's like just out of the blue. Anytime somebody's talking about money,
if anybody's talking about money, that line's coming out.
And it's so I like that because it's so identifiable. Like the rich asshole, sport, like super sports,
dude.
Baby,
like we were talking about in Caddyshack, right? It's the
And who's that actor? Like I feel like I've hated him in everything I've ever seen him in.
Yeah, I don't know. Same thing here. Yeah, he's just got a punchable. He almost looks like Bronson Arroyo, which no one will remember but Gibbs. And he was a pitcher.
He had this really high leg kick.
Yeah,
yeah, he does look a little bit like Bronson Arroyo. Never really made that
punchable face.
Ed O'Neill to get the jump on the other owners decides to hire legendary coach from the 80s, Jimmy McGinty,
dude,
played by Gene Hackman.
Dude, you put Gene Hackman as a coach in a movie, sign me the fuck up.
He's got a smocker.
He's got the straw hat or whatever that hat is, like the bucket hat. Like he's a winner, dude. And my favorite thing I think about him as a coach in sports movies, he is pretty much just like undefeatable. Like his spirit is just, he's always like, no matter what's going on, he's just like, seems to be.
When the chips are down, like he's got a way around it. He's being calm in all situations.
It's so
this
fun.
Is the great thing, amazing thing about Gene Hackman, I should say, is that dude phoned this movie in so hard, like just did not give a shit about this film whatsoever. And he still put a hell of a performance on screen. You know, and he didn't want to do the movie at all. Keanu Reeves had to give up 90% of his salary in order to afford Gene Hackman. But I mean, that's kind of par for the course for Keanu Reeves. He's always doing stuff like that.
Dude, Keanu seems like an awesome guy. Also, Keanu sponsor our podcast.
I love you, Keanu.
Yeah,
come on the podcast, dude.
Martell is played by Brett Cullen, who was the congressman in The Dark Knight Rises.
Look at
he's the one that got kidnapped.
Yeah, look at Chadwick, man. Chadwick, that's why we keep you around, that big sexy brain of yours.
Check out the big brain on Brett.
But so I love this scene where O'Neill and McGinty sit down, because you can tell that there has been a falling out. There's been a falling out the way that they're standoffish a little bit, but they're both trying not to tip their hand.
You look like shit. Well, I'm dying, Jimmy. Oh, come on. You've been dying for 20 years.
They're not buddies.
Down.
Yeah, and I just assume that it's the stereotypical O'Neill fucked McGinty's wife.
Yeah, I mean, just what you always assume, right? Actually, this isn't the NBA. I think that only happens in the NBA. But yeah, dude, you have this back and forth with them where you also kind of get a little bit of the backstory on McGinty. Apparently, there was a fallout that he had with another team. They say it was in Dallas, I think.
Dallas fiasco or whatever.
Yeah, the Dallas fiasco or whatever. So I guess
I wish we would have gone back to that. You got Shane Falco has his hang-ups or whatever.
See, that's what they would do today is they would over-explain shit. We do not have to have a backstory on every fucking thing.
It doesn't have to be a big part, but they put a breadcrumb right there.
I know how Han Solo got his name now.
I want it to grow into a plant and then fuck the plant.
He wants to fuck the plant. Yeah, that's all he wants to do. So anyway, you do have I love the scenes. There's like 2 or 3 of these in this movie. The shot at night on the football field, lights on, nobody in the building, dudes talking to each other or thinking. I don't know what it is about that. There's this calmness, this badass scene where Jimmy McGinty's like, I'll do it, but I got to have full control. You can't fuck with me. And then, O'Neill's like, he's fucking jazzed.
Sure.
I like, before he even agrees to it, he flips a coin.
Yep.
And he doesn't even say it. He just looks at him and kind of cocks his head sideways. And And O'Neill knows he's in for it.
Exactly, man. And then so he says he's got his own list of replacement players he's been keeping up with, which, by the way, if like I was like, I don't know, hypothetically working at a supermarket and then like a legendary coach, Jimmy McGinty, is just periodically peeping in on me without saying anything, I'd be like, hey, man, can I help you? Or like, why are you watching me chase these thieves down every day? Like, with a stopwatch.
That's exactly what I thought. It's like, why is this guy on his list? And why does McGinty have a list? He's not a coach right now. Is he just spying on random people in case he becomes a coach again?
He was 1998's all grocery store athlete of the year. I mean, it was just amazing.
Exactly, man. So he starts to go over like a list of players that you kind of get a loose introduction to. You get Danny Bateman, which I always love. The nice bump, Danny, like that. And he's Jon Favreau's character here, where he was a SWAT team guy.
Daniel Bateman, SWAT team officer, awarded a Purple Heart for losing a kidney in a Gulf War.
Played some ball, decided to go for the SWAT. He's fucking nuts, right? So,
and I gotta say, he cracks me up in anything that he's ever in.
He's funny,
Like he has really he always has that really aggressive energy.
Yeah, but even like
you look at he plays.
What did he play in?
Swingers.
Swingers.
He was like just chill and laid back. PCU. He was a stoner that wanted to watch funk music. He's just.
I just think he's a great actor and obviously a great director, making an assload of money. Also sponsor our podcast.
In this scene, he runs in without any weapons, and the SWAT team just starts like headbutting like bad guys and flinging them around. Man,
actually, he was in Rudy too, really calm and everything. But yeah, like his character in this is wild. I think he's hilarious. I think he's probably one of the funniest things in this movie.
Yeah.
The way his deliveries are perfect. Every freaking line that he delivers.
Back.
There's a scene that he steals the scene, and all he does is push a guy over, stare at a camera, and walk off. And it's just like a scene stealing moment that you're like, he didn't even say anything, and he took it from everybody.
He's got my favorite scene in the film, which if I get a chance, I'll talk about. But it's my favorite.
Well, so the
second one up is you have Clifford Franklin, played by Orlando Jones, who went on to do so many things after this. Like, huge actor. It's just crazy. Like, they caught some people,
on the come up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not Keanu.
Yeah, I mean, hell, wasn't he in Osmosis Jones?
I mean, obviously, Evolution. I think, yeah, it's a great one. But so anyway, he's the works at a supermarket. He's faster than fucking Walt Flanagan's dog.
What's up, man? Got Twinkies?
But he's got bad hands, so they all have their Danny Bateman is fucking crazy. That's his strength and weakness. Clifford Franklin's fast as shit. Can't really catch a ball.
And he wants to make 7 up yours.
Yeah.
Why didn't they hire Willie Mays Hayes, dude? Like,
I mean, that is
Wesley Snipes doing.
It really is him. Then you got Andre.
He wasn't paying his taxes. I can tell you.
Andre and Jamal Jackson, the two linemen or whatever. But what's funny too is it Faison Love was in. He was in Always Sunny. And he was on the fucking the Invincible episode they did.
We're doing these trials for you because of your harassment and your love for the New Kids on the Block movie.
And he's just like that whole thing. Like, it's just they said he showed up, didn't read the script. And just fucking ad-libbed, and they were like, what he ad-libbed was 1,000 times funnier than what we wrote. So we were like,
some people
cool.
are just like that. That guy's hilarious, man. Him and Andre and Jamal, played by Michael Taliaferro and Faison Love.
We can play football. Football.
Yeah, dude. So good, man. Then you got Nigel Gruff. He went on what to do, like Little Nicky and probably a bunch of other shit.
Was he the lizard in The Amazing Spider-Man?
He was.
I thought so.
But he's just he's an ex soccer player, I guess. He's got a gambling addiction.
The striker out of Cardiff, now residing in Hell's Kitchen.
So he originally in the script, he was written as an Italian soccer player, and the studio loved this guy so much that they made them rewrite it just for him.
Well, it makes sense though, because he's from Wales, soccer place, you know.
God, I could have swore he was in Train Spotting. How is he not in Train Spotting? He's not in that.
Who did you think he was in Train Spotting?
He's like, I don't know. I just thought he was in there, man.
One of the British screeching Irish
that takes place in Scotland.
Well, then we get introduced, obviously, to Keanu Reeves' character, the main character in the movie. Good old Shane Falco, Footsteps Falco.
Hold on, we haven't talked about Roy, the deaf guy.
Oh, he's not really introduced.
He doesn't. Yeah, he gets introduced later. Him and the preacher boy, which I don't have like tags for either one of them. Like,
those were not. Like, they didn't have like real scout out things. They were just like on the first practice.
They're in there.
So the deaf guy we haven't talked about, but he's a receiver. But it's Roy from The Office.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it until I rewatched it.
Yeah, he also had a heart attack on a toilet in Big Fish.
And he was also in Out Cold. He was a gay bartender.
Oh, yeah.
And he was also in Train Spotting.
He was also in Brightburn.
He played Sick Boy.
Yeah. So you get introduced to Shane Falco here. And, we saw him earlier in the movie scraping barnacles off the boat. That's his job now. McGinty walks up.
You look like a swordfish I caught once. Yeah, he hit the deck just like that.
He just got out of the water.
Hell of a game, that Sugar Bowl. What'd you lose that by? 40 points? That would be 45.
Which I actually found out. So they keep referencing the 96 Sugar Bowl. There was no 96 Sugar Bowl.
Oh, really?
Really?
Right. So the Sugar Bowl that happened on the 95 season happened December 31st. And then the next year, the Sugar Bowl was on January 1st, so 97. So there is no 96. It's not really skipped. It just was a day early. So
I got it. Okay.
But yeah, so there's no 96 Sugar Bowl. Also, there's no 1976 Sugar Bowl, and Chris is a fucking nerd.
Well, I mean, I didn't know that. That's
cool,
probably like pretty clever writing if you can pull that off.
Anyway, so Jimmy McGinty talking to Shane Falco is basically like, hey, there's what's going on. There's a strike. I'm sure you've read about it. So, or watched it on your 5-inch television screen in there. So maybe
in your houseboat.
In your houseboat.
I love this TV.
Yeah. This is Michael Scott's 5-inch plasma. But yeah, so Shane Falco is not going to do it. He's like, nope, like I'm fine here. Like I don't have to worry about it. And then he starts to give him Jimmy McGinty's him.
Think it over. Could be part of something.
Even though, Falco tells him, oh, I'm happy with my life scraping shit and barnacles off of the bottom of boats. He wants something more in life because he's a man that wants another chance, which how many of us have ever been there? Dude, I think that's a theme every man experiences at every
Why do you think that this movie makes me cry is the end of it? Right. There's a shelf life on all of us in our skill sets, right? Yeah. Like it sucks because you work so hard to be good at something. Right. It's so young, and then you're just fucking done.
Yeah, the themes of redemption and overcoming your fears and making the best of the opportunities that you're given, like they really hit deep and they hit hard in this movie.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That stuff that happened in Memphis, not your fault.
You know that that girl never told you she was married.
So you have your first practice here, man, where is this funny because we talked about this earlier. Good old Earl Wilkerson, a.k.a. Ray Smith, who's released from jail, is going to play like middle linebacker, safety. I can't really tell which one he is, but he's coming in to play for the team from jail as a release from prison, which is
wearing the jumpsuit.
So like this based on a real story, but the guy that played him, Michael Jace, is now in jail, sentenced 40 years in prison for murdering his wife.
Absolutely. Really? I had that fact too. God. I found out. I was like, what the fuck, man? Happened in like 2014. Like,
so that's where he's been.
You do have that. You have that funny line where he's talking about his gold watch or whatever.
Nice watch. What? Oh, this. It's a fake. Damn thing's always broken. It's only right twice a day.
He's like,
He trusts his shit.
He's like, this thing, it's never works. Only right twice a day, you know?
That reminds me, we didn't talk about the two assistant coaches. You've got Babe Ruth from The Sandlot. That's how everybody knows him, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the camp cooks from Ernest Goes to Camp.
Oh, yeah, man. He was in all the Ernest movies, man. Yeah. He's funny as shit.
They're coming up momentarily.
The shit is wiry, but yeah.
Earl Wilkinson just trusts a strong armor guard immediately, like straight. As soon as they drop him off, I guess you just can't help
He's
himself.
going to strong arm his assistant coach or whatever and be like, give me that fucking money.
He's like, what you got? My 40, homie.
Yeah. And then one of my favorite characters in this movie is the sumo guy. What is his, is it Fumiko?
Fumiko.
Whitery. Holy, look at this mamma jamma.
So
which is a girl's name.
Yes, I found that out too.
Name.
Yeah,
and that guy is not Japanese.
I don't know. He seems to vehemently defend it in the lunchroom. So.
Why do you say he's not Japanese?
Yelling one Japanese word very, very badly, and not even using a Japanese accent.
Is that like that word that he keeps screaming? Is that like a battle cry?
No,
it means what is this?
Yeah, that's what it means.
What is this or what is that? Or,
really?
Yeah, that's what it means. It's nonsensical.
Yeah, so
you fucking nerds,
dude. It's funny as shit. But he comes on, and I like that Jimmy McGinty's like,
"Have you lost weight? Come on, coach. Don't say that.
Oh, don't say that, coach.
Don't say that,
coach. Because he's an ex-sumo wrestler, right? So he wrestled in sumo, which Jimmy McGinty points out. Experts at moving, people around. That's what pass blocking is, right? And you're like, that is what pass blocking is.
I was trying to search what this guy's name was, and I couldn't find it. They have him tagged as Ace Yonamine.
Yeah,
but it literally says in the AI, it says found on a YouTube video.
He's the
YouTube
one that
wasn't even around then.
He's the one that has a crush on and assigns himself as protector of Kathy Ireland, right?
Yes, that was his goal in this. You also the teams coming together. Everybody's got their faults and shit. They still don't have, of course, their quarterback yet. If Shadow could actually read the synopsis, then the deaf guy comes on the scene.
You got the goods, baby. You got the goods. Where in the hell did you learn to catch like that?
And he actually is Roy from The Office.
Look, I thought we were running through the fucking cast.
So
we weren't talking about when they
in order of appearance.
We'll put that in the credits.
Yeah. but to Chadwick's like to give Chadwick some flowers a little bit. No. Like the two guys, the two guys that we don't mention. I don't know what they're called. Their names are the preacher boy guy.
Yeah.
And then of course the deaf guy who are at Brian. This practice. And the first time you see the preacher boy, they're on the bus when they start to shuffle in the replacement players, and he's got a Bible and he's holding it up as the crowd's booing him and throwing stuff at him.
But I like that his character too. His story was great because he was in the league. But he had a knee injury or had an injury, and he never got to score a touchdown. And that's like what
so
he
he's
wanted.
Back
he
for
wants,
one.
Dude, he wants to score. And so. I mean, don't we all? But then you get introduced to their only offensive weapon at this point in time.
Hey, Nigel, good to see you. Good to see you. How are you? Good, great.
This is the leg?
Nigel McGruff, who is quote unquote wiry.
I'm wiry.
What the shit is that?
Wiry.
Wiry?
So when I was rewatching this the first time this week, I sent you guys a message like, I want like a limited series on Netflix of this guy's backstory. Like, like he's on the run from these people, these bookies or whatever, and he just like travels from city to city like Incredible Hulk,
dude,
and he uses his con artist ways to like help people along the way,
right?
And this week,
down deep, he's got a heart of gold, guys.
Yeah,
And this week he is a football player. Like he somehow wormed his way in.
Actually, he just woke up and he looked in the mirror and he's like, "Oh boy."
Yeah. No. You're the quarterback from the other movie.
Yeah, that's Jesus Christ. They're all blending together. Shadwick's right.
Dude, pictured by Guy Ritchie. I'll watch it. Cut it, print, ship it. I'm buying that one.
Again, like Jimmy McGinty knows Falco's going to show up, and sure enough, Falco does show up. And this is really when you set the villains in this film, where talk about what a punchable face the quarterback has that we talked about earlier. But good fucking Lord, they stop him in the parking lot. He doesn't want any trouble, and he's like, "Oh, he's parked in my parking spot and doesn't want any trouble." And then they fucking flip his truck over, and he just, I think it's funny. Like he acts like it doesn't bother him that he sets the fucking alarm and walks off.
And one of the guys calls him the asshole.
He's walking to the stadium. He's like, "Man, I wish somebody got that on their cell phone."
Yeah, yeah. It's 1999.
And of course, Martell yells a line from Mighty Ducks at him as he's walking away.
Hey, Falco, you're not even a has-been. You're a never was.
Yeah, that one cuts. Yeah, I don't know why, but just the way the dude delivered it or whatever.
Yeah, because somebody said it to Coach Bombay, and it really pisses us all off.
You're not even a has-been. You're a never was.
Dude, this is actually like my favorite. I never stop laughing every time these guys are in the scene, because the idea of multimillionaires standing at the picket line and just harassing you from
it's what happened
being like 80s bullies.
Yeah, yes,
the guys at the ski lift that are picking up.
Dude, this happened.
They were like the most fucking Cobra Kai sitting out there.
Yeah.
I've got to tell you, if anybody listening to this has any curiosity into that 87 strike this is based off of, that 30 for 30 is pretty good and does tell, but like there's guys that would picket one day and then cross the next, and then they had to look at their fellow picketers, when they walked in, because they were like, fuck it, I need the money. Like these dudes are freezing me out. I got to go to work. Sorry.
Yeah. The name of that 30 for 30 was called What Would You Want on Your Meatball Sandwich? I don't think that the person I think that there was a person on a cell phone talking to somebody from production, and that's
something may have been missed in that, but the whole practice is just a fucking mess. Like sumo dude turns the fucking push cart over on somebody because he's so fucking fat and powerful, which I love the close up of his gut when he's pushing the sled. It's just jiggling.
Yellow.
Falco
dude,
shows up. He tries to fucking hit good old Clifford Franklin on an out route, and Clifford Franklin, not paying attention to what's in front of him, just fucking eats shit, run into somebody else.
That's gonna leave a mark.
But when Falco shows up, it's like a fucking Tony Katane video.
Yeah.
Like, his hair's blown in the wind.
Oh, dude, yeah, man. I was like, shit, where's the car he's about to get on the hood of?
Too sexy.
Is that Pert Plus?
Plus? Yeah, it's not Pert. He actually got the plus. But
Danny keeps tackling like Falco and just absolutely just taking his head off.
That's when you get the line I like so much, like with McGinty, he tackles him and he's like,
Nice pop, Danny.
Thanks, Coach.
In practice, we don't hit the fellows with the red shirts on.
I know, Coach, but I see that red. I just want to go after it like a bull,
and he's fucking crazy. And I want to go to get this out of the way, because I thought this was an awesome touch for his character. As the movie goes on and they're in live games, he has this fucking bleeding nose on the bridge of his nose, which used to be like what happened to all these hard-hitting players back in the day, because sometimes your helmet would go down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it hit your nose. And so these like dudes that had this reputation, they just didn't give a fuck. And their nose just open and bleeding throughout the entire. And it was like hard-nosed football is what that shit was. And I was like, man, love that little touch. Like that was fucking great.
The voice always cracks me up because that's my foreplay voice.
Yeah, let's go. What are you, Brock Lesnar, dude? Your poor wife.
Yeah, poor wife, man.
She wishes.
But so in the middle of this too, like we said, we find out that so the cheerleaders as well have also gone on strike, which Gibbs pointed out earlier. Not a thing, but it does serve a purpose in this. You get introduced.
They didn't want their $25 a day.
Yeah, they couldn't afford it. Like so, they end up. Was it Annabelle? Is that her her name in the movie.
Annabelle Farrell, and played by Brooke Langton.
Did she? What else did she do? Does anybody know?
She went on to be a regular on Friday Night Lights.
Okay.
I don't think I don't remember her.
Fucking hot.
Yeah, that's
really
another
good in this role.
That's another thing that's very 90s to me. Just her face. It looks like she looks like a cross between like Joey Lauren Adams and fucking Julie Bowen.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I was sold. I was like, damn.
I snagged the poster from the movie theater just because of her.
You still got it?
Gibbs.
I still got it.
That's awesome.
And she's really hot until that stripper with the long blonde ponytail comes on board.
Shadwick no longer interested in her. But so she's got to do this whole tryout thing, right? The tryout, you dummy. And so
this shit was funny.
Yeah, this whole scene is just reject people trying to be cheerleaders. So they basically just went through like 15 stereotypes of different kinds of people. You're punk rocker, you're dumb country girl, you're like whatever, like
you're big breasted slut.
Slash them, cut them down, smear their blood all over town.
I like how some bitch just shows up with a fucking knife to a goddamn cheerleading tryout
inside around players. Yeah,
and slides into the.
You think the most paused part of that movie is kick them to the moon?
Yeah.
Bro, like I love this scene. And you know what I thought about? That obviously being 90s, there's literally like a type of girl for each and every one of us. The stereotype we're most susceptible to. Every time I was like, oh, there's Ronnie's bitch. Like, that's the one that would have gone for him.
Was she the one that says, rub their blood all over the place?
No comment. I'm gonna protect my friend's anonymity. All I'm saying is there's one for each of us. It was just like back in the day, like there were certain girls that came after each and every one of us.
Yeah,
like
100%, man.
We all had a type. Like that's a real thing.
But
and they were like, one of them.
These yummy little monkeys. Hello.
And I rewound it and put the closed captions on, and that is what it said. I was like,
Annabelle says this?
No, one of the strippers that come up. They say that right before they introduce themselves.
The two strippers, the one with the one I think you like is the one that says it with the ponytail, and then her friend, the two basically stripper hookers. Yes. Like one of them says that she's walking up for the tryouts.
So fucking funny, man, and completely inappropriate. But anyway, the strippers get the gig. She asks them if they have any more friends that would want. You know, they do have that funny line where she's like, "Oh, I see here you were in Cats," and she's like, "Oh no, Pussycats."
Yeah,
the strip club next to the airport.
And I don't know why. Like it was so funny to me. Like as they're walking off, one of them goes,
"Where you going, number 48?"
Yeah, I know. That Shadwick like looks in the mirror. He has a 48 jersey on. And
he's just like,
"Sup, girl? What you MySpace is?" So I guess the next scene is like this is where you have your players don't get along, and of course we're going to bridge this gap later on. But the Japanese dude with Andre and Jamal and are so fucking funny.
It's the first game, right?
Yeah. Well, it's like they're back and forth, right?
Oh yeah.
But, also, because they're at lunch, right?
Yeah, they're at lunch.
Yeah.
But also, I forgot to mention too that this is a key plot point. There are 4 games left, right? And they need to win 3 out of the 4 to
make the playoffs.
To make the playoffs, yeah. So like, sort of each game, sort of like really, really matters. They can't really afford to lose.
And they're asking them to come together, which Jimmy McGinty says like they're asking them to come together in like a week and trust each other, which it takes people years to do on regular football teams. But you do have the personalities, like so. You have again like Japanese sumo dude versus Andre and Jamal.
Yeah,
I'm Japanese, not Chinese. Same difference. What? It's the same difference. All that big phone loud. Nigga, please.
Nigel's there too for whatever reason.
You got the convicted guy and the cop.
Right. They're eating across from each other where you get like, Clifford Franklin and his funny, like he's such a pussy to everybody. And he's just like, by the way, when he's like, oh shit, Earl Wilkerson.
Yeah.
And he's like, didn't you like go to jail for like, assaulting those cops or something? And he puts that butter knife in his cheek and he digs that motherfucker in, dude.
He does, man. You can see like the indention.
God. And then he
allegedly.
That's right.
The way I heard it, my man didn't even do nothing anyway. You know, cops just jealous of the black man. You hear what I'm saying?
And then he's like, I'm a cop, and he just gets his shit and leaves. He's like, look over there. Like, gets up and leaves.
Why are those two sitting together too? I guess it's like
at each other too. They're
animosity.
not saying a goddamn word. Yeah.
Well, they don't know their backgrounds.
Oh, hey, come on, Lance. Hey, we're on the same team. We're on the same team, man. Chill out.
The Mick's right. I'm not a Mick. I'm bloody Welsh. Whatever.
So right after this, Annabelle, obviously, Falco catches eyes with Annabelle during the practice, and she's just, she's down to
DTF.
Man, they're staring at each other, and so after their little lunch and team huddle and all that, she offers to drive Falco home innocently, of course, and which she obviously delivers the line to him, that she doesn't date football players, especially quarterbacks. I mean, I'm going to drive you home, but I'm not going to I'm never going to date or anything. I'm just going to get next to you.
Also, he lives very close to the stadium, it seems. So
he does, which seems weird because she tries to kill him behind the wheel whenever they're driving.
Yeah, because
women drivers, no survivors.
Yeah, but I thought this scene was hilarious. So, and again, very 90s, because he's got like the hat with the long hair, and then she's got the old Jeep, and they're playing another song, kind of like Lit or something.
Yeah.
But you just see like the camera's pretty much inside the Jeep the whole time. So then you just see like the background. It looks like she's basically just like going in circles,
weaving in and out of traffic and shit.
And he's grabbing onto like the dash and holding on for dear life. It's really, really funny. Like
cute Kid Rock, like, I'm gonna marry that girl.
Yeah, that's what it was, man.
That sets up the dynamic for the love interest, like in the movie. Clearly, they both have eyes for each other, but she's trying to keep and push him away, keep her distance, even though she's clearly interested. And then the movie forgets about that because Falco's back at the stadium again that night. Does he hitchhike and get an Uber? Is that a thing in 2000?
Not a thing in 2000. Like I said, he was pretty close to the stadium.
In 2000, you're still not supposed to get in cars with strangers.
Yes, in 2000. Okay. But this is one of those scenes I was talking about, man.
Yeah,
where you're no one's in the stadium. It's it's at night, and then McGinty was about to do the same thing. So he walks out on the field. He sees Falco. He's like, "You nervous about tomorrow?" And he's like, "Nah." And he gives that great line about
You're like a duck on a pond. On the surface, everything looks calm, but beneath the water, those little feet are just turning a mile a minute.
Had you guys ever heard that saying before this movie?
Hell no.
I never had either. I wonder if it was coined there.
Ducks on a pond.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one, man. So that Falco's nervous, obviously replacement players. Also, you find too, like when she's taking him back, you start to find the little nuggets that some players are starting to cross. So like she tells him, because through her cheerleader network on MySpace, that she finds out that one of the defensive tackles have crossed. So to work more to your right side instead of your left side, because then he's like, how do you know he hasn't crossed? And she's like, he's going to like. And so anyway, she has some insight on another player that's apparently pissed off because his girlfriend left him, so he's an alcoholic.
That's weird.
Yeah. Anyway, so you do get the.
Now you got some bad news about his brother was fucking his ex-wife.
Ex-wife was fucking his brother, but
I like that though, because you kind of see the rumblings of like it's a reminder that his time there is like really short,
right?
Yeah. And you get another one of those great scenes, like he's back in this empty stadium. It like Chris is right. There's something about those scenes, man. That are just they're awesome. And then you have the thing with Gene Hackman comes to give him sort of like the talk and let him know it's like hey,
it's those introspective scenes where people are having like gut check moments.
Right.
Men like those, and they get more important as we get older. And and this is just yet another one of those scenes.
Because I don't have much time left, guys.
So you start off on the wrong foot here too for the Sentinels as they're about to. Jimmy McGinty gives them their pep talk or whatever. They're about to go out on the field, and I'll be goddamned if the older veteran players haven't rigged it with a tripwire.
Wow! You see that?
Wow, that's a pretty good hit.
Somehow,
dude, it's so
and just as they trip, Martell just happens to be rewinding the thing at the same time.
Yeah, this one's weird.
Like They couldn't have just shown the guys laughing at the TV. No, they had to show him wrapping the wire.
They wanted you to know for sure that he did.
Yeah, it was Martell. Yeah.
It's just funny.
Of course, it would have been in character for him to be like, I did that, guys.
I know, yeah.
And all they had to do was start high-fiving and laughing.
Hey, you have a nice trip?
Yeah, I know. He trips Danny, who fucking obliterates the replacement cheerleaders, I guess. So they got to go down to third string now at this point because
they got to go to the Tuesday night dancers.
Dude, them bitches ain't getting up after that one. That was a hit, man. Nice bump, Danny. So the team, of course, we run out in the field. Also, before the game too, you can't pass up the sumo eating the boiled eggs in the locker room.
You are one crazy son of a bitch. Yeah. You know how I know that? Because only a crazy son of a bitch would eat eggs before a game.
Fumiko is just shoving like boiled eggs down his gullet, dude.
Crazy asshole or whatever.
He needs his protein.
Nigel smoking. There's all these not things you don't do in professional environments.
I love about Nigel is he's smoking on the fucking field, man. That is something. If any player, I don't care what team they're on, if they were smoking on the field, they'd be my favorite player. Yeah.
Yep.
Because smoking looks cool.
None of us are even smokers, but I want to see it.
Dude, I love too. It's later on in the movie, but John Madden calls it out. Like an announcer, so I've seen it in movies before, and then no one calls it out or whatever. John Madden's like, I think he's smoking on the field because that's what would really happen. You'd be like,
I've seen it.
Yeah,
he fucking smoking? It went boom.
Yeah.
Before he goes to kick one of the field goals, he hits like his cigarette.
But dude, they're fucking terrible. They're still fighting with each other when they finally get on the field. There's offsetting penalties. His Japanese dude vomits at one point.
That starts. That's the turning point.
Was because Falco took them all to the strip club the night before, and they saw their teacher dancing, and then what's his name? Billy Bob. He's like, I got the squirts, boss.
Yeah, like half a dozen boiled eggs before he went out in the field, dude.
He said he was eating a bunch. Did you see how big his mouth is, by the way?
Oh, dude, he just keeps shoving them in, too.
Like without even the pool balls in his
dude. It's like Satchmo.
It's like Leaf with that pie.
Yeah, it was. He just couldn't stop shoving it in his face, man.
4 bucks of that
Why don't you eat another piece of pie, you fat fuck?
I do like the scene too, where again, like everybody, they're not playing together. Danny's fucking early hitting people before the ball snapped.
Yes.
Like the linemen are fighting each other on the Sentinels. Like all this shit's going bad. But after sumo dude fucking vomits, they do the group huddle, and it's goofy as shit to look at. And I'm sure people that just want to hate this movie will shit all over this. But they do the small dance to move the huddle away from the vomit. But then they point out McGinty's it's the first thing we've done as a team, and so it makes sense, right? And then you go back, and you get a positive gain, and.
We're also introduced in this scene to an element of the movie that I like, and it's one of those unappreciated ones, I think, is we get replacement music. Where
I was going to say that.
You have music that's like a obvious ripoff of The Offspring.
This one was The Offspring.
Blink-182
is later on in the movie.
So you have behind the scenes scabs too that they're like, we can't. Even with the writing, there's times where the writing in this movie is absolutely brilliant, and you're like, where the fucking ducks on a pond shit. You're like, Jesus Christ, this is really good. And then you have absolutely horrible ass writing at times, which I think over time I've started to thinking that it was more purposeful than we give it credit for, where
really?
It looks like they had replacement writers as well. They had replacement songwriters as well. They had replacements.
And then by the end, they've crossed back over, so you get
by the end we have Foo Fighters and
Dylan. What's the milligrams on that cannabis?
None of your goddamn business,
man. So
no, it's 25.
Yeah, see,
but no, I really do think that
when I get high, I look at stuff really deeply that too.
No, but I've been sober watching this, but I really do think that there is some purpose in it. Not all of it, and some of it's just whatever. But and they do lean a little bit on cliches. But I'm gonna blame that on the executives and not on the writing or the director, because I really do feel like this was a passion project for some of the guys. Keanu Reeves, man, put so much of himself into this film that I really do think that a lot of this is more purposeful than it gets credit for.
And I like a lot of this.
You think we're done with football movies for a while? I mean, well, I guess we are done for a while. I can't think of the last notable football movie that came out.
I heard that they were gonna redo like Friday Night Lights with I don't know.
Don't redo something. Just do something new.
They're like, we did it with the replacements and we lost our ass. This is your fault.
No, they didn't do something new with the replacements.
People will only go watch something that is recognizable intellectual property and all that crap these days. We live in a terrible society.
The replacements was new though. It wasn't a franchise before. It wasn't a remake.
No, I'm saying these days.
No, I was telling Chadwick. It was rehashed stuff.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't new because you have the exact same things in all those movies that came out in 5 to 7 years around them.
It's the greatest hits album, man.
Yeah,
it one is. Of the best-selling albums of all time is the Eagles' greatest hits. It's greatest hits album.
Hey, take it easy.
I'm just saying. I feel like this movie is a lot better than people give it credit for.
I've been in the sun a lot today.
It is.
So you do go back to the game here where they start to get their shit together after halftime. They're making a comeback, and then what we had heard earlier with Shane Falco, he's starting to waver when the game's fucking on the line, and he audibles.
The Sugar Bowl curse.
Yep. So he audibles, which is great. This is a great call. So he audibles. No one knows what the fuck's going on because they've only been there for a week. Everybody's running around. He's having to direct Clifford Franklin the other way. The running back lines up on the wrong side. He's changed this. He needs a touchdown to win, and he changes it to a running play. And so, which is obviously, you would never fucking do that. But you have the oh shit moment. He goes to hand the ball off. The running back's not there because no one got the audible that he thought he was calling. He pitches it. They almost score, but McGinty fucking knows the score on what just happened with Shane Falco.
I read blitz. Bullshit. I put the game in your hands. You got scared. I read blitz.
I read
blitz is what he said, which is what I say. Yeah, which is what I say anytime I fuck anything up, and it's my fault.
I read blitz. So I couldn't figure out it looks like they were blitzing though. Like, in
that situation, it doesn't fucking matter because they have to score a touchdown. You have to throw a pass in that scenario because time's running out. If you need a touchdown to win, you got to score, right?
Okay.
So handing the ball off 30 yards back is not something that you're going to do.
I didn't get that. Usually, I didn't understand that because I was like,
anticipate a blitz in that situation.
Yeah, you would anticipate a blitz, but it wouldn't matter.
So you still have to throw it. You should still throw then,
right?
And he panics.
Yeah. In fact, if they did it like a zero blitz or whatever, that would mean you'd have wide open receivers. Right. That would be good for you.
Yeah. So right. So anyway, I talked about smart football movie, thought that was smart. You even had the little tropes of him, confusion before the snap, him going to hand the ball off. No one's there because we've seen that a handful of times in pro football or college football where somebody got the wrong play in. And then, it's just this crazy scramble, pitch the ball and try to make something out of nothing. So I think for me as a big football fan, I was like, yes. I get all of that, and then, that's when McGinty hits him with the...
Winners always want the ball when the game's on the line.
You got scared.
Yep, exactly, and that's what happened.
And then Keanu was like, man, will you shut the fuck up? I got you this job.
Yeah. Leaf, take us to this next scene where we're at the bar where we just live.
Dude, yeah, this is the one I identify with most in this movie. This is the scene that I respect. So at the bar after their horrible defeat, everybody's sort of trying to hang out, drink away their tears. Everybody's dejected. They're feeling like losers. They couldn't come together the majority of the game. Like what little they did, was very little. That was good. We didn't mention that what's his name? Gruff kicked a field goal, his first one.
Right.
And it was a big, long bomb. So, that was good.
But then you also do find out, too, when he kicks that field goal, you see that the bookie people have now spotted him and they know where he is.
And his backstory, which, it sort of set up when his character was introduced, he owes money. Yeah. And he's a drinker and a philanderer.
He owns a pub. Yeah, he owns a pub. And
a fiend.
It's all he's got.
It's all he's got. So, like, despite what little they were able to do, it wasn't a lot. They realized that their time's, short here. They're sort of kind of wasting it. They can't get along with anybody. And in come the high school bullies, dude, because you know what? They're millionaires. They can't get enough just beating down on people they already think are losers. And they start, of all things, harassing the greased up deaf guy, man.
I would too.
Yeah.
It's not like you can hurt his feelings,
And
right?
why is that, Leaf? Why is it that they go after the handicap person?
Wait a minute, I'll see what's happening here. Why'd you choose me to read this section? Dude, they're making fun of him because he's deaf and he's a loser, and they call him like a retard and all kinds of like mean. I laughed. I thought it was funny because like anytime, anytime someone's
do what?
anytime someone's being overly mean for no reason, it becomes comical to me.
No wonder they couldn't win the game today. He can't even order a drink.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's the subtle meanness that it really gets me, because that's what real meanness is actually like. It's rare that someone's
and this was before, Roy got his hearing back and met Pam.
Roy, look out.
Shane's like letting him talk shit to him. He doesn't care. But when they fuck with one of his teammates, now it's not okay. Like, now he's getting up.
Yeah. The deaf guy signs a savage comeback.
There's one good thing about being deaf. It makes it easy to ignore the assholes. You asshole.
He's all like,
making fun of deaf people is not fun.
Yeah,
so
Shadwick.
It's not funny.
So Shadwick, Shadwick's like taking notes on this one too. He's like, he's like, you know what? That was pretty weak.
That's not funny.
No, Shadwick does it all the time.
So of course,
I don't do it all the time. Yeah. Look, I was working at this place that we three worked at we all hate, and I had to be there at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. And every morning as I was walking in, there was a night shift guy walking out, and we passed on the sidewalk fucking every morning. I never said anything because I was either like hungover, barely awake, whatever,
or hating your life.
Definitely that. And this dude, he walks by one morning and he's just like, you never say anything, do you? And like in that moment, I was like, what can I do to make this guy fucking never talk to me again? And I just go, Darny. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then like 3 weeks later, I was on the elevator, and he was walking, like trying to catch the elevator, and the door was closing. And he's like, wait. And I go, sorry, buddy.
I have a very similar story. One time I was downtown driving, and there was a guy crossing the street, and I honked my horn at him, and no reaction. I realized he was deaf, so I ran.
That's a good one, dude.
That's a great story.
Good one, dude.
Yeah.
My neighbor took a picture of it. It was the most beautiful thing you'd ever seen.
Yeah.
So brawl ensues.
Danny, remember what I told you about red shirts in practice?
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Okay.
Martel.
Wait, look at that!
The fight breaks out. Everybody but Clifford Franklin are kicking ass. You get the lovely line of
Thunderstorm!
Was it the deaf guy?
No, this was Japanese dude. He's doing Thunderstorm.
Your impression was vaguely reminiscent of Shadwick's.
I don't even remember what impression I did.
The deaf guy,
story
man.
you just told 3
Just
seconds.
the horrific cancellation story you just told. I'll tell you what, Luke, people aren't going to forget.
That's not an impression.
That's just him. Yeah. But so anyway, the replacement players.
I was impressed upon that guy that I was deaf.
Yeah. They're going to jail now for the night because the players with money, obviously, we have again slobs and snobs. So you have the poor people go to jail, rich people don't go to jail. And they're all in the same fucking, drunk tank, essentially just sitting there being like, fuck us. And they start talking about the fight a little bit.
Don't say that in prison, dude.
Yeah. They start talking about it a little bit. And then you can see there's kind of some fun moments there. They bring up Thunder Skull. Then Clifford Franklin says some shit, and they're like, "Oh, you're a bad man, Clifford Franklin. Like you're hiding behind the jukebox the whole time." And then he says, "He's the shit me and Gibbs do all the time." Where it's like,
Hey, man. At first, I admit I was afraid. Shit, I was petrified.
You were petrified?
Thinking I could never live without you by my side.
thinking I could never live without you by my side. So they start singing this song, and then they start doing like the electric slide together, and it's this big dance scene. It's goofy as shit, but I don't know why. I fucking love this. Like this, everybody coming together.
This became really popular in football movies. Like Remember the Titans did the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I love it.
I think I don't know. This is a scene I can do without. But
Don't listen to Gibbs. Keep the scene in there. Chris says yes.
I mean, this is a democracy. I'm with Gibbs.
I think line dancing in general is fucking stupid.
I say nay.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely stupid, especially the ones where you touch your feet while you're dancing. Anytime you fucking have to touch your feet while you're dancing, you're doing something stupid. Or you hook your fucking things into your belt loops, your fingers in your belt loops, and you look fucking stupid.
Listen, the dance
TikTok dances. You fucking TikTok dancers suck.
The dance was the dance was lame, but I'm with Chris because it's not about like the dance that they were doing. It sucked. They're a team, man. They were dancing together
they became a team when they beat the shit out of Martell. And
but then they had to have the sweet kiss later, which is the dance.
The dance helped.
They had the angry sex, and they had the kiss after the sex.
When you guys were in middle school,
I can't do this anymore.
Did you have a performing arts class that you had to take? Like
probably.
It was like, I don't know, 7th or 8th grade. You had a semester of like PE, and then we had a semester of performing arts that I thought everyone had to take. And it was fucking like line dancing and bullshit, bullshit like that. And I was talking, my wife and I went to school together, and I was talking to her about it, and she goes, "Oh, I never had to do that." And I was like, "Well, I thought everybody had to do that." And she's like, I was like, "This is one of the worst fucking things I ever had to do." And she goes, "Oh, well, no, I was in the band. The band members didn't have to do it." And I was like, "Oh, well, I had to do all these fucking stupid ass dances, but at least I wasn't a fucking nerd."
So Chadwick's divorce is pending currently.
I might be gay, but I'm not a fucking loser.
It's the same. It's reminiscent. I'm gonna give one last defending point to it. It's the same as doing like the New Zealanders doing like the haka where all the guys are like dancing. That's just way cooler.
Oh my god, it's not cool. It's so stupid. I swear to God.
Why is it stupid?
I like it.
It's fucking line dancing. And it's poor line dancing.
All right. So for people that haven't evolved past like human tribalism like Gibbs, the idea is that you unify yourselves like through group activities. They have the team.
Well, like being on a sports team.
Yes. Yeah. Listen. Oh, I'm getting there. We got the team. We got the fight, and then we have the dance. We have all three of those are the trifecta of the team coming together. The dance is sort of like the last thing. It was their celebratory dance. I'm sorry. Do people dance after touchdowns? Is that stupid too when they do the unified shit? That's just awesome, man.
Yeah.
But where you have them come together with the fight, with the Gibbs' favorite line dance, you do have them fully come together here when Jimmy McGinty's talking about fears, which apparently are not spiders or spiders on the field.
Yeah. Can we get beyond the spiders, please?
Now, there was a really funny story that Orlando Jones told about meeting Gene Hackman for the first time. He was like watching Gene Hackman do his lines. And Gene Hackman generally used to have like this don't look at, talk to, or touch Gene Hackman kind of rule. Like, he's kind of too big of a deal. So like Orlando Jones went up to him after a take and was like, "So that like, is that really how you're going to do it? Because like I heard the guys over there talking and and Gene Hackman didn't say anything. And so Orlando Jones walked off and he's like, "Oh shit, I think I just got myself fired. He's pissed at me. He hates me." And then it was time for Orlando Jones to do his crap, and then like he did his lines, and then Gene Hackman came up to him and he said, I wrote this down because I didn't want to fuck this up. I heard they got Jimmy Walker on a plane. Good luck, kid.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Oh, that is dynamite.
Yeah. Shane gives this after they go around. Of course, they misunderstand what McGinty's trying to say. What are you afraid of? And so they talk about spiders on the field. And then
Bees.
Shane says quicksand. And then, quicksand's a mother, Shane. And he's like, no, I don't think that's what he meant. And he's just like, well, what does he mean? And he's like, you got to ask him. What's up, Shane?
Yeah. It was a terrible performance. So Orlando Jones is kind of like Chris Rock in Dogma. Like, he's great until he has to show some sincerity, and then it's just
it's weird.
Awful performance, like awful delivery. You can't do it.
Hey, what's up, Shane?
But he talks about, he says it quicksand, and then he gives this long speech that I'll put in here and hopefully not get clapped on. But
you're playing, and you think everything is going fine, but then one thing goes wrong. And then another. And another. And you try to fight back, but the harder you fight, the deeper you sink. Until you can't move. You can't breathe. Because you're in over your head. Like quicksand.
It's one of those where it's like, it's such a deep moment, and then everybody starts being like, well, like, what are you afraid of? And they're like, going back to the the supermarket again, or going back to prison. Yeah,
the sushi shop. Or
however, Michael Jace was not averse to going back to prison. He killed his fucking life.
As it turns out, afraid to go back to prison allegedly for 15 years.
As I mentioned earlier, he's
convicted in jail.
It coming.
Yeah,
just getting them out.
Better have my money.
Mm-hmm. So now they're fully together after they've had this emotional bonding moment and a physical bonding moment. And guess what? Winning ensues. Because if you're going to start to win with a team, despite what Gibbs thinks, you have to line dance, you have to fight, and then you have to talk about some deep fears of quicksand and spiders. That's the recipe.
I love that quicksand.
No, I do too. It's fucking good, man.
The second game obviously begins, and they finally, after all of their hijinks and stuff that they went through, the line dancing brought them together as a real team with a little bit of help from the slutty cheerleaders. And when I mean slutty, they're doing the nastiest stuff.
You're so nasty.
You're nailing me. Like it is absolutely.
Is this where Tara Reid comes out in the latex like bondage stuff?
Yeah, basically.
Basically, dude. Like they're distracting the enemy team, and it is even like the Annabelle, like the lead cheerleader, lost control of her hookers, and they're just slapping each other's asses, bending each other over.
You can't lose control of your hoovers.
No, she's a poor madam indeed, and the enemy team just like absolutely just not
sides. They're snapping the ball, motion penalties.
They can't stop looking.
Focus.
Even the refs are looking at them.
And this the coach from the other team, I fucking hate his voice.
No, he's been in some other stuff.
That was Mark Ellis, I think. He actually did like the football coordination. He trained them and stuff, and he also did it for the Waterboy.
There you go.
Yeah, and after this, there's just a montage of plays, man. Like the Sentinels bring it together, man. So it comes down to the final play, and Falco. Huh?
Yeah, man. Nigel says they're on about where it's going to be a 65-yard field goal, and Nigel's like, I got this.
Is that long? Is that long, guys?
Very long.
Is that a long
At this
field
point
goal?
in time, when this movie had been made, the record was 63 yards. The record has now been broken as a 66-yarder, I think, by Justin Tucker. And I believe that 66-yarder even doinked the bottom upright to go through. To kick a 65-yard field goal is a fucking feat. Which, again, one of my things, Nigel Gruff would have had a contract after this game. But anyway.
Yeah, he probably did.
It has the distance. It has the distance.
He kicks it 65 yards, which would have set the NFL record at that time. And They win.
Cubs win.
Cubs win! Cubs win!
Cubs win. For some reason, fucking Harry Carey is drunk in the stands.
And that's when you get another. I really like this because they're always like partying and stuff like at the bar, like afterwards. And the movie will play like the clips, sort of giving you an idea of how public sentiment and after the first game, they're like
major league stuff. Like
yes, and like the public in after the first game was like, these guys are freaking bums, and like I paid for like season tickets and like I can't even give these away, man. And they're like so mad. And public sentiment changes, dude. Suddenly everybody's just like, these guys have heart. Those other bums are just want money and like they've lost it. Like suddenly the public's starting to swing and realize, wait a minute, like these guys are playing their absolute asses off and giving everything. When's the last time you saw a game that, like Chris was saying earlier, or Gibbs, that the quarterback didn't slide, to try to like right? Like they're playing with their bodies, their heart, souls, and mind, and that makes the game more riveting and made it more interesting. The next scene is real quick. It's Shane goes to get some freaking strange at Annabelle's bar. Mm-hmm. Which she does in her off times. She makes like gives it $50 a game,
right?
As a head.
And you find out it's like, what was it, like her uncle's bar, and she grew up with her uncle watching football and all that shit. So
she gives her lame backstory. Shane's not really. He's just looking at her tits. He's not really paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, what guy would want to be with a chick that like owns her own bar? She's super hot. She's
as a cheerleader.
Is a dancer. Has multiple skills.
Probably the most unrealistic shit in the world.
Yeah, have you seen a vagina by itself?
Yeah. Just not for me.
Not for me.
Yeah.
Like perfect 10?
Like perfect 10?
Could be a bowling
I do love this fade though. This scene, you do get her backstory and all this shit, and
it's one of the best romantic
you hear John Madden calling the fucking action and Pat Summerall. If I could have had that just one time when I scored, I would have been like, just kill me now.
Oh,
I'm done.
That would have been great for that 30 seconds.
Well, there's like 30 seconds left on the clock. I just got to score before time expires. Is all I'm looking to do.
It's John Madden.
Like, he snaps the ball and
and it's over.
Yeah, I thought this was football, not basketball. I see an awful lot of dribbling.
Then she's looking over her shoulder going, out of bounds.
Do not try to get 2 feet in.
Jism.
All right,
okay. So yes, the transition happens as Falco is going for the kiss.
Falco scores!
Like it fades into the third game, and Falco's
I fucking love that again.
Score.
Yeah, I'd fucking love that.
Both times.
I don't know what it is about that cut, like the cutting from that's fucking cool. Love it. More of that, please. John Madden, Pat Summerall, just come back and do some more.
Come back to life.
Get AI on that. Thanks.
It's an excellent scene, and so we're into the third game. The Sentinels' final game. They have to win this one, of course, to get the playoffs. They lost the first one.
Well, they got to win. And then the third one too. Though you do get Clifford Franklin's drop woes continue, so they do apply some stickum on his hand, and he gets the great line of,
"Coach, I look like I just jacked off an elephant."
Yeah, which is a scene taken from Little Giants.
What?
The stickum thing was.
Yeah, I was like, no, they jerked off an elephant and Freddie got fingered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gives this realization.
True. That's true. That's true, Sandy. They just kept making the cupcakes. So Franklin he comes down. This is the third game. So they got the fourth one is they got to win all three, right? So
sorry. I said
Franklin wins because he's got stickum on his hands, which for those that don't know, stickum was a fucking thing in the 80s, I guess. Was it in the 90s as well, Gibbs? Do you remember?
It was mostly 80s, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
But it basically is just like tar on your hands, so you could catch the ball better.
They still use similar type substances now.
It has to be league approved now.
Yeah, tacky substances for your gloves. And
Yeah,
stuff.
I was going to say they kind of integrated that into the construction of the gloves now.
But so like it was a thing back in the day, but he does
a lot of stickum.
He did. And so they used to say back in the day, you know, they were like, that was a big thing, like, because it got outlawed, right? And that's why he was like, this is illegal. And he's like, what are they going to do? Fire you? Like, which is a great mindset. Like, who cares? Like, just fucking go all out. Like, bring a knife on the field. Who cares?
Yeah.
Good job,
Get
Danny.
one from that cheerleader.
Yeah, exactly, man. So they win the third game, but you do catch good old Martell sneering from the sidelines at Falco, and you're like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah. And on the last play, you see a little bit of choke ski again,
right,
from Shane Falco yet again, and everyone's kind of like, you know, the old Rose Bowl curse all over again.
Sugar Bowl, yes. He throws the ball. Yeah, he throws the ball behind the guy. It gets knocked up. It comes down in Clifford Franklin's hands. Which, before we go to the next game, I do want to this post-game interview with Clifford Franklin.
You see, the football is like a one-man cold to Clifford Franklin. Clifford Franklin only one catching it. Clifford Franklin only one coming down with it.
You see Shane Falco's like leadership skills in that he deflects the tension and the win over to Clifford Franklin.
Right.
Yeah. You know, I mean, Johnny Moxon's just one man. I just like to thank God.
Mm-hmm. And again, this is the beautiful scene where Jon Favreau walks by and pushes him into the locker and just
in the locker room
at the camera as he's walking.
And one of my favorite lines, it pans over.
Ole, 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 ole. Hey, cheers, babes.
And he's just holding his shit like in his like whitey dotties. Why is it so funny, man?
I don't know, but it is. And that lady's like, "We got it. Let's get out of here." It's like she's disgusted. But man, so we're setting up. This is the must win, right, Leaf?
Yeah,
Final game.
This is the must win. Yeah, they've won 2. They need 3 total. Or whatever I said before, ignore that shit. I'm drinking cookie beer.
Whatever. Shit.
Yeah, they need 1 more to win. This is the final game. And unfortunately, before the game, we do find out that good old Ed O'Neill, is that who?
Yeah, that's the owner.
Yeah, the owner has decided to cut Falco, and the reason why that the player strike has begun to end, and Eddie Martell, the original quarterback for the team, has crossed over. So he has made the deal. And unfortunately, the team that we're going to be playing this next time, I believe it's Dallas.
Yep, which
the world champions
sets up to what we talked about earlier. Like, so this was the real scenario when the Redskins played the Dallas Cowboys in '87 on that strike, and Dallas, everybody had crossed, and the Redskins beat them with replacement players.
Yeah, so they're playing the Sentinels are playing a full team, and the owner wants to have the best chance at beating the full pro team. He wants Falco out, and despite McGinty's furious protests, he eventually does comply and go along with it.
So, okay, look at it from an owner standpoint, or even if you're a fan at this point, you've seen Shane Falco choke twice, if not 3 times, not play particularly well, and now you're in a situation where if you win this game, you're on to the playoffs. Like
you said, it counts.
Well, yeah. What do you think, man? As a fan, would you be like, yeah, man, I want the quarterback that's a dick and was on strike to come back because he's better? The dude's already won 2 Super Bowls, apparently. He said it earlier, or says it later. But like, what do you think? Like, as taking yourself out of this
because
movie,
we're detached from it in real life. We wouldn't really have like all the inside details. We wouldn't know how much of a dick the guy is and stuff like that.
Like, would we want Aaron Rodgers or Justin Fields?
Yeah, I mean that's a really good comparison. Like, why would you want No, you're going to put the best player in there.
Right.
Either as a fan, you're going to want
Aaron Rodgers or Tim Tebow.
Now, I'll tell you right now, if I was a fan of the other team, I'd be like, man, Shane Falco, man, he really needs his chance.
I'd be like, can we do a vote on this on MySpace? Because I'm going to vote for Shane Falco.
Yeah, I just really think he's such a stand-up guy.
But
That's really what we care about.
Everybody's partying, celebrating the win, and Shane has to come tell them, like, hey, he's not to mention he also has a date with Hot Pants that night, which I don't blame him. He's like, fuck it, like, my life's a blur now. I'm about to go back to scraping barnacles and shit again. And so
maybe give her a call.
No, he should. But he was distraught, man. Look, he had everything ripped from him. But he goes to the party.
Yeah, but he's going to want that ass tomorrow night.
She's not going to want him because he's not a quarterback anymore.
He rightly assumes she's going to dump him.
Good point. He should have hit it and then told her.
Yes.
But so he goes to the party where they're at, and he basically is like, everybody's like, hell yeah, Falco, our leader. And he's like, you're going to play with the best quarterback in the league tomorrow. And they're like, hell yeah. And he's like, Martell crossed. And they're like, oh. And then you have a preacher homeboy like reach up, like raise our glasses, which I thought was a fucking cool scene. Like everybody paying respect to Shane Falco, and you think like that's fucking it. Like he's done.
Yeah, and I mean, really, they're raising a glass to themselves because they know this is it for them too, right? Like they know, like this is the end. This is the end of Falco. He's just first. Like we're all next, and this is the end for all of us. So really, I saw that toast as like this is cheers to all of us.
Yeah.
And right before this, like Eddie Martell and Shane Falco in the locker room having sort of a one-on-one, the final one-on-one where Martell just proves he's just an absolute prick.
Yeah.
And you know,
in that scene in the bar, like it was really like kind of poignant whenever he's telling them and they're giving him cheers and stuff like that. But they almost ruined that scene with the deleted scene where the deaf guy's constantly asking people, like trying to get somebody to explain to him what the hell's going on. He's like, hey.
Dude, they did actually do it that a little bit in that dance scene in the jail. Like everybody stops dancing because they're like, "Oh shit, it's Coach!" But obviously he doesn't hear him, so he's still dancing. And then like Clifford Fregler, I think, taps him. He's like, "Dude, stop!" Like because he's like still the only one dancing.
I actually went to high school with a guy that played on the football team that was deaf. He played
defense. Is that where you got your impression of him?
Yeah, maybe. No, but he played defense because I'm not sure. Unless you're just on the line, I don't know if.
Well, you are as a receiver.
He's a tight end.
Receivers and tight ends are they're taught to look down at the ball before it's snapped before you move. So you'd be able to do it. Like he said, he's not gonna go off sides on an audible.
Yeah.
So because he's gonna be staring at the ball. But anyway, so yeah, like you said, Leaf, they have their back and forth. He also says that shit about she's too good for you or something to that effect. Like, man.
Which is yet another reason like why he sort of doesn't call her. Like he sort of just like that guy really gets to him. He's been bullying them Falco the entire time, and he just won't let up. You know,
like, you know what, you're right. I am a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he kind of is. Like Falco's kind of like, you know what? Like maybe he's right. Like I should have never got my hopes up. I can't take this. I'm just going to go back to my houseboat. I was happy there. And it really does like sort of harken back to like the beginning of the film because he tells McGinty, he's like, this is peaceful. Like I'm happy here, but he left it all for like a final chance. Right? Gibbs, why are you laughing, dude? Just say it.
That phrase, I'm just going to go back to my houseboat, just tickled me. It just tickled me in a really, it's pathetic to say, I'm going to just go back to my house. But when you're like, I'm going to go back to my houseboat, it's just so much worse.
Especially when you see his houseboat. It's like,
oh, it's so sad, dude.
Sucks,
it's the one next to the big yacht.
With satellite dish,
right?
Covered seagull shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the point in the hero's redemption story where it's just like sort of do or die, and at this point in time, he's lost. Like you feel the lowest point you've ever felt, like for poor Falco. Like he's gone, his chance is over. Yeah, he's lost everything. Another loser is going to be leading his team potentially, hopefully, to victory. He wants them to win, so now he's got to sit on his houseboat drinking beers, watching some other quarterback fuck his girl.
5-inch TV
on his 5-inch CRT, dude.
Now, in reality, he would have been there and dressed out as the backup.
Maybe it depends on the roster depth, probably, but I don't know if that would be a coach's decision to go ahead and cut him so that's not a distraction of bringing him in. Like, but realistically, probably he's a backup. But that doesn't make for a very good movie.
No, he goes back to the houseboat, man. And so the final game,
dude, and guess
begins.
what? They fucking suck. We suck again. Is what happens,
dude.
Yeah, Martell. I mean, he's a complete dick. Like he's making bad reads and blaming it on the receivers and not giving anybody any respect.
Also, like, if you don't have practice a lot of snaps and repetitions with your team, like teammates and everything like that, it's almost impossible to get on the same page. You have to know their pacing. You know,
there's like half a second between all those throws. Like it's got to be so precise at that level. So this is accurate. Probably what would happen.
Yeah.
And they're down 17-0 at the half in the Bourbon Bowl. I mean, in the last game of the season.
I was just about to say.
Remember when Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl, do you?
And McGinty puts out his SOS on the while he's walking into the locker room.
Coach McGinty, what will Washington need to get back into this ball game?
Heart.
I'm sorry?
You gotta have heart.
Can you elaborate on that?
Miles and miles of heart.
Keanu Reeves said, when they filmed this scene right before a preseason game for the Ravens, it was at a halftime. It was during the halftime of a preseason game for the Ravens. He said they had 11 minutes to record 9 plays. They had to get it perfect and get in and get out because that's all the time that they had to do all this.
Damn.
And it's just impressive. They rehearsed for 5 days straight to try to get everything so precise.
That's insane.
But
dude.
it looks great because you got the crowd there. You got the crowd reacting. And I mean, again, if they'd done it at a college game, they would have had much more time. They would have had 6 or 7 weeks. You got to watch the one team's band play, then you have to watch the other team's band play, then you have to have import bands from Japan to play, then you have to do God Bless America 14 times in different languages. I mean, I may be alone on this, and probably this will make some people mad. But speaking of football, college football, I don't give a flying fuck about your marching band. I don't fucking care. If you want to do that shit before the game starts, cool. 12-minute halftime, because guess what? I'm going to forget to tune back into your game because I'm going to start doing something else.
You know what, all those band members didn't have to do performing arts in middle school.
That's true. I'm going to sound like a terrible father right now, but I always have to remind my son that nobody's there to watch you. They're there to watch the football game.
Like a good dad.
Like a good dad. Mistake by the lake. So anyway, Falco does return in the fashion of the Water Boy,
and thank God that his houseboat is in a drainage reservoir right outside the stadium.
He actually drove the houseboat right up to the stadium. And delete that scene out. He crashes it into
right in the Water Boy.
If
man,
I'm correct about that model, that thing goes up to 5 miles per hour.
It'd be faster to walk.
He gets off the boat as he's in the street, and you see Superman flying off.
Yeah.
Everybody gets one.
Yep. And so he walks in. You do have your
Coach, what the hell took you so long?
Traffic.
Suit up!
And then Martell's losing his fucking mind.
I'm pretty sure he stole that line from Arnold Schwarzenegger's Eraser.
You're late.
Traffic.
Shane's back. Long story short, they kick dipshit out, Martell out. Shane's back. And you get the great scene where he's jogging out on the field and the crowd's losing their fucking mind. I love that. Also, shout out Shane Falco wearing number 16, a la Joe Montana.
Joe Montana.
Yeah, Joe Montana, quarterback, you idiot. But he runs out on the field.
Dude.
That's a great moment. Great moment.
The team instantly comes together again with their leader back. It is just a hilarious sight to behold. They start throwing every cheap shot on the planet.
Him coming in motion. Look at that. I've never seen anything like that.
They do the fucking longest yard joke gag here where it's you get one play to just fucking knock the guards out. And they're like,
yes.
And he was like, oh, my balls.
Bro, this is my favorite scene in the entire film, what I was telling y'all about. At one point in time, drop kicks both feet. It's the scene right after that, and the scene cuts as you see yellow flags start to fly all over.
Was that in this movie?
It was Danny.
I thought that was in The Longest Yard.
He double foot drop kicks a defender, and the guy falls on the ground, and the screen cuts, and he's holding him down and kneeing him. He's like kneeing him in the kidneys over and over, and I was laughing so hard I had to pause the fucking movie because he's just the guy's laying there just like getting mauled.
Leaf was laughing so hard his kidneys started hurting.
Yeah, dude, they did. They started all three of them started to ache, dude. I was like, bro.
But after I like that the officials trying to add up the yardage for that to be like that's 30, 40, basically like they snapped the ball at the fucking 1 yard line, like with first and goal from the other person's 1 yard line or whatever the fuck. But it's like Leaf said, great scene with the fucking drop kick or whatever. So there's just a montage of plays here where everybody's like giving 100%. They score. You do get the moment where the preacher busts a run open. He dives in the end zone. He gets flipped, but it fucks his knee up again. Yeah. And I don't know, that dude's acting in this. Fucking love. I don't know what it is. Like I'm sucked into that scene.
Let's go. Yeah, you did it. Oh, this hurts. Oh, this hurts. I'm sorry. Oh, don't be sorry, man. Going out in front of 80,000 people ain't bad, huh? You finished what you started, Jay.
Yeah, he's like,
dude,
and then
that felt good.
They're
Finish
showing him
what you
walking
started.
away in the background. They see a guy with a shotgun just walk up to him and put him down.
Do you guys remember Jacked Up?
Yeah. He got
jacked up. Yeah. Bring it back. Who cares about player safety?
Yeah. I mean, they're making $5 million a year.
Yeah.
I know, $5 million.
$5 million.
Yeah, Dwight, look, I know $5 million a year sounds like a lot of money, but I have to pay 10% to my agent, 5% to my lawyer.
Preacher guy, he's down. It says he's out for the game now. So I think that's what that clues in. They bring in Ray Smith in the back or whatever. So he has to go now and play offense. I think Danny's on offense too, as like a fullback at some point. Just little sports nerds things I noticed. But like they give Ray Smith the ball because they're like,
hey, Dan, feel like running the ball? Better give it to Wilkinson. He's going to jail. I'll clear the way. I'm right behind you.
Like give him the fucking ball, because they know like this is it for them.
Yeah.
So he gets a massive fucking gain.
He's like, I'll clear the way.
Yep, and he sure as fuck does. He takes some people out. He fucking Goldberg spears one dude at the end of that run, and so they're in field goal range. Yeah, they're in field goal range, and you're like, okay, so they got a field goal here to tie it. We're gonna go into overtime. Which also I noticed earlier, Gibbs, I guess this was the 2-point conversion era as well. This must have been right when it started.
Yeah,
so,
it was brand new, I think, whenever this came out.
I did think that I was like, oh shit, like because I remember thinking like they didn't even have 2-point conversions back then, but they must have because they were talking about it in this movie. But anyway, so here comes Nigel. He's got to kick this field goal, which he boomed a 65-yarder. This is a fucking chip shot for the kid. And he's crying, not to mention smoking on the field as always. And he's been told by these bookies to miss the kick, which this is what this is me being way too much in detail and I get taken out of movies. I'm like, did they bet? Because they say specifically he's going to start missing some kicks. So did they bet against his team or did they bet on a prop bet that he's going to miss kicks? Or is there a spread involved?
I always assumed it was that he was going to miss kicks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whether or not he makes it.
So anyway, Shane sees what's happening. He pulls the ball. You actually, get a fucking Shane scrambles, breaks a tackle, scores a touchdown, and they win the game. Except for what's great too, if you watch it back and you don't catch it till probably the second or third time, there's like a split second where you see the flag. You see the laundry come in frame, which I thought was great filmmaking there because it's there. It's like a split second, which as any 49er fan knows, as soon as the play is over,
the industry would call it a cigarette burn.
we get done with the 49ers play, and me and Shadwick just look down at the bottom of the screen to make sure there's not a yellow flag down there. So get your shit together, guys. But anyway, he scores. You think the game's over, and then you find out like homeboy, old Japanese, not Chinese, was holding on the play. He was not an artist of pushing somebody around on that aspect.
He had
of
dirty knees on that play.
He did have dirty knees on
They
that
do
one.
grab in sumo wrestling in his defense.
Yes, yeah, but
He forgot.
but they're all fucking gassed. You can tell, man. Like they're completely fucking gassed. So it's a penalty, which is smart writing again, because since the penalty happened, if you decline the penalty, the game's over, but you lose. So you have to accept the penalty, which gives you an untimed down, which again is just sports nerd shit for me, and Gibbs. But like, so you get one more play. Who wants it? Roy, knowing this is one of his last football games before he goes to fucking hawk paper and boxes out of a fucking warehouse for the rest of his life.
Yeah, because McGinty asks him,
What's it gonna be, Shane?
I want the ball.
Winners always do.
You get they did this, more or less in The Waterboy, more or less in every football movie we have. But
this is it, man.
But this
one's what you want to see.
This one is a clean. The Waterboy, I always took issue with the one-handed reel in. Like I thought that was kind of weird, I guess, for dramatic effect. This one is clean catch, the fucking sweet slide at the end to show he's inbounds for the touchdown. And then cue up one of my favorite remakes of a song, We Could Be Heroes.
We Could Be Heroes, yeah.
Yeah, like I love the remake of this, probably because of this fucking movie. But
such a good song, man.
But everybody's like, celebrating or whatever, Falco and Annabelle, they embrace and all that. And this is what always got me, is a fucking voiceover by Gene Hackman, where he's like,
Every athlete dreams of a second chance. These men lived it.
And it just gutted me in the theater for some fucking reason.
There was an edit on that too, where some motorcycle going by. There was an edit there on that too, where Gene Hackman originally said that that Ryan, the deaf guy, got his hearing and then heard his wife talk for the first time, and they immediately got a divorce.
Yes,
I missed that. I saw that in it. I saw that one.
It was on that DVD.
It was cut for time.
It was cut for time. But I don't know, like when that happens, I guess just because I'm an old dude, but even when I watched this when I was 20, it just fucking gutted me, because it's like the finality of it. Like, they just put all this in there, and they put all this effort and had results, great moment. And it's like the reality is,
we had great results. It's the best results ever.
Yeah, the reality is you're forgotten the next day.
Yeah,
and
I think that is the beauty of the film, and that's the point of it. 'Cause I agree with you. Like, he says all this sad stuff, but like the reason you're tearing up is because you realize is like it didn't matter in any mathematical sort of way, but it made like all the difference, like to these men's lives, on an emotional level. Like it made all the difference, because these guys are playing like for the love of something greater than statistics and rings and all that other stuff. And that was the point, right?
Playing to win and for each other is what they're
playing to win,
for.
playing for camaraderie, playing for friendship, playing for the glory of victory, man.
That's just pride fucking with you.
That's what it is, though, man. So Gibbs, on this last scene, you said you kind of walked out emotional. Is that kind of what you were younger than? I mean, you would have been like what, 17, 16?
Yeah, I was 17, I think.
So I mean, like even as a 17-year-old, it fucking hit the buttons on you.
Yeah, yeah. Like I mean, I stopped playing sports at the beginning of high school, and I've always had like a bit of regret. Like I never would have been good enough to be a pro or anything like that, but I never had like that kind of camaraderie in high school, and I missed it a lot. But I would have killed for like one more chance to kind of get that glory, and do that. Like I think if you've played sports, it's a universal feeling. Like everybody understands what you mean by it.
Agreed. And then you always like look for a way to regain it somehow in life. Yeah. Like, we had it, I think, in our bands together. You had some camaraderie and team aspect there. You have it in this podcast, and, where it's like, it's something you're doing together. You're accomplishing something, you're having fun doing it. But then like when the finality is, and it's like, hey, this is now over. That chapter's closed in your life. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like
we went last weekend to the Chattanooga Fitness Expo. It's like a bodybuilding show.
Yeah.
A girl we went to high school with was competing in like the bikini part. So we went to support her, but just like being around that again, I was like,
Yep. You want to be fucking 20 and 30 again. Turns out they hadn't figured out how to do that yet. So now that I've depressed everybody listening here, be sure to like and subscribe. Anyway, guys, from the movie The Replacements, what is your favorite line? I'll go first. My favorite line, which is right before one of the last plays, is
Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Gibbs, what do you got, man?
This is kind of a line that I, in recent years, got kind of latched onto from Keith David, of all people, who had a cameo appearance as Lindell.
That's right. You're trying to get the beans above the Franks.
Yeah, exactly. But he said,
They have blatantly gone out and hired scads, which goes against all the principles of our Constitution and the Declaration of Independence and the Emancipation Proclamation as well.
Thank you, Al Sharpton.
Yeah,
I mean, that guy.
Yeah, dude, good call, man. Lee, what do you got, dude?
Dude, 100%. It's Gene Hackman, McGinty, when he's asked what it's going to take to win the game.
Yeah,
you got to have heart.
Can you elaborate on that?
Miles and miles of heart.
From a song from Damn Yankees.
I made a collection because I didn't know if you guys would pick out any of them, but the one that I definitely use more than any of them is
He's wiry.
Also, for a long time, talking about eating eggs was
yeah, good for you. Yeah.
Oh, why, Fumiko?
Guys, again, thanks for joining us. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit us with 5 stars, tell your friends about it. And with that, we'll go ahead and take it over to our Norm Macdonald clip of the week.
For the 5th year in a row, People magazine has named John F. Kennedy Jr. one of its 50 most beautiful people. Meanwhile, Big Red Nose magazine has named Ted Kennedy one of its 50 faces most ravaged by drink.